Next topic is compound interest. Before proceeding, let us quickly revise some topics which we have learned in 7th class. That is, first we will understand what is interest. Say, I am having some money with me, and one person has asked me some money for his personal purpose, say 10,000 rupees. What I will do? I will give to him. So he will use it. After that, he will be returning my 10,000 to me. Not only that, apart from that, he will give some more money to me because he used my money for some time now, so he will give some extra money for this purpose. That is, as he is using my money, he will give some extra money. That is called interest. That is called interest. Interest, that is called interest. But how much? That will be given in terms of percentages. Say, if I say 12%, if I say 12%, that means per every 100 rupees per 1 year, he has to pay 12 rupees. Generally, we will denote it as PA, that means per annum. Annum means year. 12% per annum means 12% per year. That means per 100 rupees, he has to pay 12 rupees per year. Per annum, we will say per year. If he returns after 2 years, this 12 rupees and again 12 rupees. Like that. If I say 9%, 9 rupees. Like that. That is the meaning of interest. Now, in this interest, we have two types. One is simple interest. One is simple interest. And the second one is compound interest. This is compound interest. Let us understand this by one example. Say, I have 10,000 rupees and given to my friend. So, the interest rate is 12%, or for convenience, let us take as 10%. The amount what I have given, that I am saying as A amount as 10,000, and interest I is 10%. So that means 10% per annum, per year. So while calculating, what we will do? Per 100, 10 rupees, no? So that means 10 by 100, that is 10%, into 10,000. Now 1 0, 1 0, another 0, another 0. How much is left? 1,000 rupees. So after 1 year, he has to pay 1,000 rupees apart from this 10,000. Okay, so he has taken this amount from me. So technically, what we will call is this, we will call it as P, principal amount. We will call it as principal amount. Principal. I stands for interest, and amount. Amount means total amount what he has to return to me. That is this principal amount plus interest amount. So that is 10,000 plus 1,000. So this will be 11,000. This is interest. Now, if he has taken for 2 years, then what happens? 10,000, 1,000 is the interest. He has taken for 2 years. If it is for 2 years, then 2 into 1000, that is 2000. He has to pay interest of 2000 rupees. That is in case of simple interest. The same when I say compound interest, what happens is first month, first year, up to this first year 1000 is the interest for first year. For 1 year this is 1000 interest. For second year what happens is 10,000 is their principal. This is 1000 interest. So 10,000 and 1000 will be added. So he is not giving 1000 now, no. So that 10,000 and 1000 is added. So he is now having 11,000, like that it is treated. And now we will call principal as 11,000. So now we will take principal as 11,000. Here the principal is 10,000 only. Interest is increasing 1,000 per year. But here after 1 year this interest is added. So for this 10,000, 1,000 interest is added and this will become principal as 11,000. For next year the interest is calculated on this 11,000. So what will be the difference? As we are calculating interest on 11,000, so 10% means 10 by 100 into 11,000. So 0000, this will become 1100. So the interest now is 1100 next year. Whereas in simple interest, it will be constant, that is 1000 only. Whereas in compound interest, this will be increasing like this. This increment is because this 1000 interest is there, no? This is also added into the principal and then it is calculated. Such calculation, that is called compound interest. So in compound interest, we will get more interest. Here the concept is we are taking interest on interest. That is, say here in this case 1000 rupees is there. But next year we are taking interest on 10,000 only. On third year also we are taking on 10,000 only. But here we got 1000 interest, no? That is also added and on this total we are taking the interest. So interest on interest, this concept. So to calculate this, we have a formula PTR by 100. We know this. PTR by 100. Whereas to calculate this, we have another formula. Let us see. Now, so the formula for amount here is PTR by 100. So this is principal, whereas P is principal, T means term, term means duration, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, like that. And R means rate of interest, This is the formula for simple interest. Whereas if we go to compound interest, the formula will be A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of N. 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of N. This is the formula. Now, as our chapter is compound interest or our topic is compound interest, we will discuss on compound interest. Now, let us understand this by taking one example. Example is, say 12,600 rupees is there and this is given for interest for 2 years and the rate of interest is 10% compounded annually. Now the formula is amount equal to, for compound interest, P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of n. So what is A? A is amount. What is P? P is principal. In this case it is 12,600. In this question it is 12,600. R. R is rate of interest. Rate of interest. In this case it is 10% for this question. N given as 2 years. Given as 2 years. Now let us calculate A equal to P. How much? 12,600 into 1 plus R. 10 by 100 whole to the power of 2. 0, 0. 1 by 10. 10 ones are 10 plus 1, 11 by 2. So 12,600 into 11 by 2 whole square. So that is 12,600 into 11 by 10. This is 11 by 10 into 11 by 10 into 11 by 10. Because this is a square, no? So we have to multiply this for 2 times. If the power is 2, then we have to multiply this fraction for 2 times. Now 0, 0, another 0, another 0. So we have left with 126 into 11 into 11. This will give rupees 15,246. So what is this amount? Total amount. This is total amount is 15,246. So if you want only interest, this amount is principal plus interest. This 12,600 plus interest is 15,246. This is total amount. If we want only interest, then we have to subtract this from amount. So interest equal to amount minus principal. So that is interest equal to, what is the amount we got? 15,246 minus what is principal? 12,600. So 6 minus 0 6, 4 minus 0 4, 2 minus 6, 12 minus 6 6, 4 minus 2 2, 0. Okay, 2646. So the interest is rupees 2,646. This is how we will calculate the compound interest. So in this compound interest, after calculating, what we will get is, for 1 year it will be calculated on 10%. So whatever the interest we will get, that will be added to the principal and again it will be calculated for next year. Like that it is happening. So 11 by 10, 11 by 10 we are multiplying for 2 times. So this is compound interest. Now we are having one more concept in this. Now he says compounded annually. So when the interest is taken for 1 year, then it is called compounded annually. One more case will be there where he says this is compounded for another period. Say for example 6 months. If he says for half yearly, 6 months or half yearly compounded, then how it will be? Let us see. He says compounded half yearly. Say half yearly means after 6 months we will get the interest for 12,600. We will get interest for 6,000 for 6 months of yearly. So we will get for 6 months. How much we will get? Per year it will be 10%. So per 6 months it will be half of it. So we will get certain interest. That interest is added to the principal. Whatever the interest we will get, that interest will be added to the principal, and from that point again we will calculate. That is called compounded half yearly. Let us see one example like that. Now let us see one example. Now he says amount is there of 12,000 rupees and taken for 1.5 years, and rate of interest is 10%, and compounded half yearly he is saying. Half yearly, not yearly. If it is yearly, then directly we will apply this formula and we will do. But here he is saying compounded half yearly. So what happened? See, totally how many years? 1.5 years. Now try to understand. This is say 0 to 1 year. Then again 6 months. 1 year period, then 6 months period. So what he is saying is, for 1 year he is not compounding. So he is compounding for half yearly. So up to this 6 months, up to this 6 months, up to this 6 months. So from here to here, after 6 months, whatever the interest we are getting, that he is adding into the principal. For that, he is calculating from this point to this point, 1 year. We are getting some interest. That is again adding into the principal. Again the same process. Like that he is doing. So he is calculating the interest after every 6 months. So compounded half yearly. In that case, how to do? That is the question. Now see, for 6 months, what is the interest? Per 1 year, it is 10%. So per 6 months, the interest will be 10 by 2, that is 5%. So the interest will be rate of interest is 5% in this case. Principal will be 12,000. Now N, that is time, how much? 1.5 year. Now we are taking from here to here as one part, here to here as one part, another part. So totally 3 parts. We are taking for 3 units. So we will take the time as 3. Why? Because for this part we are calculating the interest. Like that, how many parts are there? 3 parts are there. Previously, when we are calculating for 2 years, we are taking for 2 years because it is compounded annually. For 1 year it is calculated, the second year again. So it is calculated for 2 times. So we are taking 2 as n. But here 6 months, for every 6 months we are compounding. So 1 unit is 6 months. Like that, there are 3 units. So n should be 3 in this case. Like that we will take. That is the concept. Now calculation part already we know. Say A amount equal to P. What is P? 12,000 into 1 plus, what is this? 5. 5 by 100 whole to the power of now 3. So 5 ones are 5 20s are. So this is 12,000 into 1 plus 1 by 20 to the power of 3. So 12,000 into 20 plus 1, 21 by 20, 21 by 20 for 3 times. So 12,000 into 21 by 20 into 21 by 20 into 21 by 20. So if we simplify, we will get the answer. After 0, 0, this 0, 0, 0, 0. So 12 into 21 into 21 into 21 divided by 8. When we do all that, we will get 15,246 as the answer. That is, the amount is 15,246. Here the concept is important. When it is compounded annually, directly we can take the formula. But when he says half yearly or quarterly, when he says quarterly, it will have 4 segments here. So the rate of interest should be made as 4 parts, that is by 4. So that units, how many we have, that is to be taken as n. Like that we have to proceed. And this formula is used to calculate this. Not only for this, we can use it for other purposes also. Like when it is incremented again and again based on particular time. Like for example, population is increasing 10% every year. When we say 10% every year, and after 5 years, how much is the population? That is simple as this only. 10% taken as rate of interest and 5 years as duration. So if it is 100, next year it will be 110. If it is 10%, it will be 110. So next year it will be 10% on 110. So the same concept, 10 is added to the principal and it will be treated as principal now. That is, new principal will be 110. The same concept. So this formula can be used in different areas like this, or when we know the growth rate of bacteria every particular time, it is growing to some extent. In that case, we can use. Like that, in many applications, we can make use of this particular formula.